Kelsey Taylor here. Now, you may notice I'm back to the webcam. Well, I have a big stack of movies here I'm going to show, and I don't know how long this is going to take, but I can bet that this is going to take me a long time. Because I'm going to be talking about my favorite movie sequels. Basically, sequels that are good in my opinion. I know I'm going to leave off a few ones, but basically what I did is just go around my house trying to find the sequels I consider just my favorites. And let's get started. It's just that, if I do this on my new camera, it takes like a long time for it to like upload and compress. So the webcam's like a lot easier. Even though it'll be in crap quality, just listen to it if you like. And I mean, you can see the movies very well. Now I don't think we have the second one on DVD. I'm talking about the Spider-Man sequels, especially Spider-Man 3. I like Sam Raimi's Spider-Man's the best. Like at some point I'm gonna give like the Amazing Spider-Man a chance. I heard some people saying it was better than the Sammy versions, but I don't know. Like this is kind of like the Spider-Man movie that I grew up with. Just like serious, sometimes funny, and I think the third one's my favorite sequel out of the two. Like I said, I don't own part two, but I do own the first one on DVD. But this is one that I used to like. I haven't watched it in so long. The next one is Big Top Pee-wee, which is the sequel to, you would say it's like a sequel to Pee-wee's Big Adventure that people didn't like, but I always liked it. I thought in an interesting setting, like Pee-wee at a farm and circus comes to town. It's kind of like Pee-wee's like more grown up in this one. Like you see him kissing a girl and stuff, and I thought it was okay, and I hope to see the new Pee-wee movie, despite that they have a plan to premiere it on Netflix, even though I don't have that. The next one I have are the Shrek sequels. Shrek the Third I liked. It's kind of like a guilty pleasure for me. I know a lot of people didn't like this one. Shrek Forever After I liked as well, which is the final Shrek film, and like again, I hope that, like, of course they're gonna make Shrek 5 no matter what if they're planning to do so. But I'm just stuck with just 4 movies. Shrek 2 is my favorite. This is the one that most people liked. Like I agree, it's funny, has great jokes and Puss in Boots. It's these are good movies. The next one I have here in this Beethoven 5, like the Pooch Pack of Beethoven. I'm talking about Beethoven second though. I didn't actually mind the other sequels. Of course, there's more than that sense. But my favorite's always the second film with this is the cast with Josh Groban and Bonnie Hunt, the ones who were in the original Beethoven movie, and that's another one that I used to watch a lot, and that's Beethoven second. Now this one is another one that I almost didn't include for some reason, and I don't own the third film. It's High School Musical 2. Now, I didn't grow up with High School Musical much. I was like, I think in 6th grade when the first movie premiered on TV. So it's not like really one thing that defined my childhood or anything like that. It's just fine. I mean, I like the second one, and I don't even own the third one, which I liked as well as another one I haven't watched in years. But yeah, like I have nothing against High School Musical. I thought it was fine. The next one is National Treasure 2: Book of Secrets with Nicolas Cage, and I like it as much as the first film. I know a lot of people don't like the sequel. Like for a while I couldn't figure out, same thing with Shrek the Third. For a long time I could never figure out why do people despise, like why do people despise Shrek the Third and why do people despise it so much? I don't know. I thought it was great, and I really hope if they, like, I'm interested in seeing if they think about doing a third National Treasure, because it's now been 8 years since this film, so I don't know. I think Nicolas Cage would be able to pull it off again. And the next one, I did a review of this not too long ago, Muppets Most Wanted, which is a sequel to 2011 Muppet film, which, like, right after doing the review, I watched the 2011 Muppet film again, and I actually think I like it as much as the first one, if not better. I said before, I like this one better than the 2011 one because I thought the 2011 one involved more about with the humans and stuff, but I actually had a lot of fun watching the Muppet film again. And check out my review of it. I did a little thing with my little Muppets dolls I've done with it. It's kind of one of the funniest reviews I've done. The next one is the second Night Museum film, Battle of the Smithsonian. The third film, I did like a review months ago on the Night Museum trilogy, and the third film I thought was okay, just was a tear-wrecking mess for me. This one I really liked. I'm interested in going to the Smithsonian at some point, like sometime in my life. I'm really like interesting to go there, and this is another fun movie. The next one, I've not seen the fourth one, and they're doing a fifth one right now. I'm talking about the Ice Age sequels, Ice Age 2, The Meltdown, Ice Age 3, Dawn of the Dinosaurs. I think this one's actually my favorite. It's like set in the dinosaur area and stuff. And it's another of these movies I talked about before. Like some of these I talked about, but not all of them though. This one isn't considered like a sequel, but I thought I'd like to talk about this. Is Ernest Scared Stupid, which is my second favorite Ernest film next to Ernest Goes to Camp. And I talked about this in the video where I talked about all my Ernest DVDs. This is another one that I used to watch a lot. True 90s Halloween feel to it. The next one is Mr. Bean's Holiday, which is another one that people don't consider as a sequel. Well, it's kind of like people kind of say it's a sequel to Bean the movie, and this was my introduction to Mr. Bean. Because my mom was trying to find a movie for us to watch that day in the theater, and I think Transformers was out by that point, but none of us wanted to see it. We had her friend's nephew, who's now a teenager, but when we took him to see, like, he was real mad that we didn't took him to see Transformers, and while we were watching this movie, I was like laughing at like this. Like I said, this is my first time seeing Mr. Bean, so I didn't expect. I expected to find him stupid or something. I actually love this character since I saw this. But anyway, the little boy was like sitting right next to me with his, like, the entire time because he was mad that we didn't took him to see Transformers. But I think it's okay. Being the movie's a lot better though. It's kind of like a cheesy film, like trying to like aim for kids. But I don't even think kids would like this because they're not gonna laugh at this. They're not gonna find this funny. Just like that one boy we took him to see. The next one, the new one just came out, but I didn't even see the last one. And this is the only live action Alvin the Chipmunks movie. Is Alvin the Chipmunks the Squeakquel. I just meant that the Alvin the Chipmunks are cute. This is one where it has the Chipettes. And I thought it was fine. They're not the greatest movies. They're like okay for kids, but it's just fine. I remember seeing it in theaters and I thought it was really cute. I'm not a die-hard Alvin the Chipmunks fan. Like, I think my mom despises them. Like I remember when we saw the trailer to the first Alvin the Chipmunks movie like years ago, she was like really grudging against, like, oh, I'm not seeing that. I'm not seeing that. She was saying that over and over again. Now this one is not mine. A friend of my mom's dropped it here because my mom has yet to see the third one. I'm talking about the Men in Black sequels, Men in Black 2 and 3. I actually recently watched Men in Black 2 for the first time in God knows how long, and I think it's okay. The third film that everyone knows, the third film is when Agent J has to go back in time to rescue Agent K from being upset. Like, I'm sure most people knows the plots of these, but these are cool films. Men in Black films are awesome, and I was like wondering if they do a fourth one. I wonder what the new one could be. Now I can't figure out where the third one is. Now my mom can only find a Blu-ray copy of this because there were no DVDs of this when she first bought it. And no, we don't have a Blu-ray player. This is kind of, I think, the first Blu-ray we have bought. This is the first Blu-ray we have in our collection. Despite that, we don't have a Blu-ray player. It just included the DVD. Is Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger's Tides. It's plural. My favorite Pirates sequel is actually the third film, At World's End. Yeah, and the second one is Dead Man's Chest. I'm trying to remember. And I think this was fine. I didn't think it was that horrible. And they're gonna do another Pirates movie, and I really hope that, unless they plan to do more, it's almost like you hear Johnny Depp's getting sick of playing Jack Sparrow, but like he's really good in that role. Like, not just for the appeal and stuff, but he's cool as Jack Sparrow. I don't know who else can play him. Like, if they're gonna do another one without him after the fifth one, I don't know who else can play Jack Sparrow. It's almost like they like the third film was originally saying like, okay, we're done with the series, and they bring back the fourth one. Just make up your minds. This one is the best of the Left Behind sequels. The third one I thought was alright, but I like Left Behind 2 Tribulation Force. Well, hard time trying to pronounce stuff today. And this is another one that I liked. I actually think I like the out of the Left Behind series with the Kirk Cameron. I think this is my favorite. Then would be the first Left Behind, and to be honest, I think I would like include the reboot to as well to number three as my favorite Left Behind movie, and then the third one would be at the bottom. I liked it. And the next one, again, I don't know if you consider them sequels, but just in time for Christmas, I'm gonna bring up again Christmas Vacation and Vegas Vacation. Especially Vegas Vacation, I like this movie a lot. And Christmas Vacation is a classic. It's like one of my favorite Christmas movies, and I didn't even watch this at all this year yet. Same thing with It's a Wonderful Life. I don't like. I've been slacking on watching Christmas specials this year. Like the one I've seen this year was the Charlie Brown Christmas special, and the Jim Carrey's Grinch movie. I don't know what's I don't know. The next one is Wayne's World 2. And I think I like it's actually one of my favorite movies of all time, next to Wayne's World, and then the other films I'm going to show later. I'm a huge Wayne's World fan, but like the best parts about this movie is that Aerosmith is in it, which is my favorite band, and thought this was really funny. It has a lot of funny jokes, and I always liked it. Some of these are like my guilty pleasures. Next one I talked about before is Home Alone 2: Lost in New York. It's kind of like the same deal as the first one, but set in New York City, and it's a nice film. And Home Alone is another one that I watched this year for Christmas. Especially my mom likes this one the best because it's set in New York City, and she grew up on Long Island, and we had family members who grew up right near New York City, but on the Long Island border. This is another one that is a must see film. Now this one I loved, and I don't even own the first two on DVD. But this is my favorite sequel, and like I was like wondering like what are they gonna do with the fourth one? I wish they would just stick to the shorts. Is Toy Story 3. I love this movie. It's like, of course, everyone knows about the ending. That almost makes you cry, and yeah, this one I like a lot as well. All right, the next one is my favorite sequels ever, the Austin Powers sequels. Spy Who Shagged Me and Goldmember. Goldmember is my favorite sequel out of the two. Like, of course, Austin Powers is always gonna be my favorite film ever. This is the one I saw in theaters. I was like really hyped up to see this one. I remember seeing a trailer for it on TV for the first time, and I was like pumped up, like, oh my god, they're doing a third film, Mom, take me to see it, and I'm glad she did. Because normally in the past, even today, she would say, oh, I'm going to take you to see this someday, and it never happens, at least it's theater within like a week or two. But yeah, like both these are great films, really, really funny. Now, I don't have too many of the Disney sequels. Well, I have a handful of them, but very few hold up. I only have two here that I'm gonna show. This one is Bambi 2, which I think was a good movie. The animation was nice, and in case you wanted to know what happens like with Bambi after his mom gets shot, like this is a midquel, like what goes on like during the rest of Bambi's childhood. It's kind of an interesting one. Again, another guilty pleasure. This one I talked about as well is Despicable Me 2, which is the sequel to Despicable Me, and the Minions, like I don't consider that as a sequel, I just think it's just a separate film, just a Minions movie. I thought that was cute. This is another one that I like. And the next one is Ace Ventura: When Nature Calls, which is up until Dumb and Dumber 2, the only sequel that Jim Carrey came back to star in. And I used to like not watch it a whole lot back then because I don't know. I thought this was interesting, like set in Africa. Like Jim Carrey's really funny in this, and has a lot of funny scenes, and it's just it's just so funny. I haven't seen. Check this out. There's another one, Ace Ventura: Pet Detective Jr., and Jim Carrey's not in it, and it's really not worth seeing. Although it's not as horrible as Son of the Mask, I can tell you that for sure. The next ones, I did a review along with the first film, I think over a year ago. Is the sequels, Honey, I Blew Up the Kid and Honey, We Shrunk Ourselves. This is part 3, this is part 2. Surprisingly, I haven't watched them. I said this before. It took me till about 2 years ago to watch Honey, I Blew Up the Kid all the way through, because I used to get scared by that one scene, and I didn't bother watching the film for years until recently. But the third film I watched a lot on tape as a kid. I thought it was a lot of fun. The next one is Homeward Bound 2: Lost in San Francisco, which which I think I like as much as the first film. This is set in San Francisco. The animals get lost again, and then they meet other animals. It's just, I mean, I really love these movies. If you know someone who never seen these or you haven't seen them yourself, these are definitely must see movies. Like these kind of like talking animal movies that just was done differently back then. How they make the animals talk and just like I really wish they would do movies like that again at some point. Now this one I was kind of like interested in talking about. This is one I don't know if many of you like. It was like I think it was like heavily advertised when this came out, and now it's just no one like I would bring this up. You go, what's this? Free Willy Escape from Pirates Cove. This is the fourth in the Free Willy movies. It stars Bindi Irwin, who it was Steve Irwin's daughter, the crocodile hunter, and she just recently won on this year's Dancing with the Stars. I just want to say congratulations. And I thought usually this is actually a kind of a decent, good family film. Normally with these kind of films that don't include all the original casts tend to suck, but this one I actually really liked. It's kind of like, it doesn't like I wouldn't say it's hold a connection to the original, of course, but I thought this was decent. You could have just called Escape from Pirates Cove and just exclude the Free Willy title. Now, this one I said these aren't my favorites. Like, I would say the best of the Herbie sequels. I almost want to include Herbie Fully Loaded because that's like considered, I think, it's kind of like another reboot or something. But I watched Herbie Rides Again just recently. I think it's the most fun of the sequels. Next to Love Bug, Herbie Goes to Monte Carlo was okay, and Herbie Goes Bananas I didn't care for as much. But yeah, this is with Ken Berry and whoever was in it. But yeah, the Love Bug movies are so fun. This is strange. Another one I include here is Fantasia 2000. It's kind of like, yeah, you can call it a sequel to Fantasia. Like, even though Walt Disney originally wanted to do a sequel to Fantasia, and then he was unable to because the original Fantasia bombed and just didn't end up doing it. And then it took them like I think 60 years to make another one, and it's good. The Sorcerer Apprentice skit comes back as well as they have the Donald Duck thing and some few other ones. It is interesting. The next one I just reviewed like a few videos ago, Dumb and Dumber 2, which is another movie that I'm glad Jim Carrey came back for. It's just this is a very funny movie, and I hope if they ever do sequels to his movies he starred in, he'll come back to do them. Because normally he just decides not to star in them and they turn to crap like Son of the Mask. Oh god, I forgot to pick up Evan Almighty. Oh well, Evan Almighty's another favorite. I forgot to pick it up, but like Evan Almighty is one that I thought was kind of funny. Steve Carell was funny in that, and this one's actually funny as well. Like strange humor, like shocking moments, things that keep you guessing the entire time. This is real funny. And the last one is my favorite direct-to-video Disney sequel of all time. One I like love. I think like not as much as the first one, if not better or something like that. Lion King 2: Simba's Pride. This is one film that like if I could like recommend one direct-to-video Disney sequel to you, then this is the one to watch. Of course you would get confused like about Ko's relationship with his father or something like. That's like one confusing fact I took notice of, but yeah, this is another one you should check out if you haven't seen it. And that's my video on my favorite sequels. And stay tuned in the next few days on the 24th and 25th for more Christmas related videos, as well as my annual Christmas Animash. I'll catch you guys later. Adios.